On July 26, 2026, LeBron James put pen to paper on a 2-year contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. For a man who spent over 2 decades rewriting what a basketball career could look like, this single signature managed to catch almost everyone off guard. The rumors had been swirling for weeks. Cleveland wanted him back. Miami made a real push. Golden State cleared cap space just in case he called. Minnesota quietly kept a roster spot open. Every one of those cities had a story that made sense on paper. None of them got the call. Philadelphia did. So let's break down how this happened, why it happened, and what it means for a league that just watched its biggest star make one of the strangest moves of his career. Start with the timeline, because the sequence matters. Free agency opened on July 1st. Within hours, the 76ers made their first big statement, sending Paul George and 2 future first-round picks, plus 2 second-rounders, to Boston in exchange for Jaylen Brown. That single trade told the league something important. Philadelphia was not rebuilding. Philadelphia was building a roster designed to win now, and to win with size, defense, and two-way wing scoring. At the time, most analysts assumed the Brown trade was the headline of Philadelphia's summer. Nobody expected it to be the opening move in a much bigger plan. Over the following 3 weeks, LeBron's free agency turned into its own daily news cycle. Cleveland made the emotional case. Home team, unfinished business, a chance to add one more chapter to a story that started there. Miami made the championship case, pairing him with a roster built to contend immediately. Both pitches were strong. Both pitches also came with a familiar problem for LeBron. He had already lived those stories once. According to reporting from ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, Rich Paul, LeBron's longtime agent at Clutch Sports, explained the thinking directly. Returning to a place where you already won a championship rarely recreates the same feeling. Sometimes those memories are better left where they are. That single idea might be the most useful lens for understanding this entire move. LeBron James is 41 years old, sitting on 4 championships, and he is no longer chasing nostalgia. He is chasing something he has not experienced yet, which is starting a brand new chapter in a city with no prior history attached to his name. Philadelphia offered exactly that. A roster that had just added a former finals most valuable player in Jaylen Brown. A young core still hungry to prove itself. A fan base that has watched championship windows close again and again without ever quite getting there. And now, a former 4-time most valuable player walking through the door to try to finish the job. The contract itself tells its own story. 2 years, under $8 million total, with a player option for the second season. That is not a max deal. That is not even close to what LeBron could have earned on the open market. Players of his stature rarely take a discount that steep unless the goal has shifted from money to legacy. Let's talk about fit, because that is the question every 76ers fan is asking right now. Philadelphia's roster already includes Jaylen Brown at the wing, a young core still finding its identity, and a front office that clearly built this roster with size and two-way talent as the priority. Adding LeBron means adding a player who can still initiate offense, still defend multiple positions on a given night, and still command a double team in the fourth quarter of a close game. The obvious concern is health. LeBron played through nagging issues last season, and at 41, a lighter regular season workload will likely become part of the plan. Philadelphia's coaching staff has already dealt with load management conversations around other veterans on the roster, so this will not be new territory for them. The real test comes in April, May, and hopefully June, when the games matter most and the schedule finally slows down enough for a player his age to be at his sharpest. Now consider the ripple effect across the rest of the league, because this signing did not happen in isolation. Cleveland, Golden State, and Minnesota all cleared roster spots and cap flexibility specifically to make a run at LeBron. All 3 teams now have to pivot quickly. Golden State has already re-signed Draymond Green on a 1-year deal, using some of that flexibility that briefly existed for a LeBron pursuit. Expect more moves like that across the league in the coming days as teams that missed out on the biggest name in free agency scramble to find their next best option. There is also the Miami angle, which stings a little more than the others. Miami built a real pitch around LeBron, and according to Rich Paul, Miami was seriously in the conversation right up until the final decision. Losing out on a player of this magnitude, especially after building cap room specifically for the chance, is the kind of outcome that shapes a front office's approach for years. Then there is the historical weight of this decision. LeBron has now played for 4 different franchises: Cleveland, Miami, the Lakers, and now Philadelphia. No player of his stature has ever bounced between that many contenders this late in a career. Michael Jordan retired a Bull, came back with the Wizards, and never chased a ring elsewhere. Kobe Bryant stayed a Laker for 20 seasons. LeBron has taken a completely different path, one built around chasing new opportunities rather than staying loyal to a single franchise. And this move continues that trend in the most dramatic way yet. Some will call it mercenary. Others will call it the most honest version of competitive greatness, a player who simply refuses to stop looking for the next challenge as long as his body allows it. Both takes have merit, and that tension is exactly what makes this story worth watching closely over the next several months. For Philadelphia specifically, the pressure is immediate. This team now has 1 season, maybe 2, to prove that pairing a 41-year-old LeBron James with Jaylen Brown and a hungry young roster can produce a real championship run. Anything short of a deep playoff push will be viewed as a disappointment, fair or not. That is simply the reality that comes with adding a player of LeBron's stature. For LeBron personally, this may be his final real shot at adding a 5th ring, and doing it in a city that has not tasted a championship in this sport since 2001 adds an entirely new layer of motivation. If Philadelphia pulls this off, it becomes one of the great final chapters in modern sports history. If it falls short, it becomes a cautionary tale about chasing one more run past the point where the body can consistently deliver. Either way, the 76ers just became the most talked about team heading into next season, and LeBron James just proved one more time that he is still capable of reshaping the entire league with a single decision. What do you think happens in Philadelphia this season? Drop your prediction in the comments and let me know which storyline from this offseason you want broken down next.